Hey guys, Edison hears voices inside his head here, and I think I want to go over some CGC returns. These are from my December bulk order. It was pretty varied stuff, but I think this was like where I submitted a lot of the 25th anniversary stuff that I purchased, celebrations. Um, I think overall it's okay. It's decent. I think it's good value stuff here. Yeah, I just got this submission back, and with how low the turnaround times are now, I am planning to send out another submission to them. I already have the cards added. I'm just gonna tweak some things. Like I ended up finding more cards to grade, so I'm gonna just swap some stuff out. Like I don't know. I ended up finding this box that I set aside of cards specifically for grading, and it had a bunch of like actual nice stuff. It had Charizards. It had a lot of. I mean, obviously, I do have a lot of this mid-era holo rares, but this was just nicer stuff. It was a nice couple of my older English cards, a lot of Japanese Charizards, and I don't know. Moving forward, like I currently have a very varied lot of stuff. Like I have a very diverse pool of cards on my eBay, my store as well. And while it is nice to have the more niche and random Pokemon, I mean, it's just the case that you only have so many people interested in those types of Pokemon, or like, I mean, say Regigigas, or even this Dustox here. How many potential buyers do I have for this Dustox versus how many buyers do I have for Charizard? And I mean, to be fair, like it's self-explanatory that Charizard will just have more buyers. So I'm just gonna have to grade more, like Charizards. It's that simple. I don't think this is to minimize this stuff. I think a lot of like the Minetrix, the Platinum era, Diamond and Pearl stuff, I enjoy that a lot for myself. But I think I just have to be frank and realize like I have to be grading the most popular Pokemon and just sell through those instead. Because that could be like consistent everyday sales, and then every now and then you'll have one of these more niche cards sell. I don't know. That's just the way that I've been kind of thinking about it. Just tracking what's popular, what's selling well. Because like as I go through this stuff, a lot of these Pokemon that you see me submitting these cards for, they're not the most popular. That came off super rambly, but I hope I kind of got the. It's like a very self-explanatory point. Like it's very obvious. Like oh, grade the most popular Pokemon, grade Charizard, because that's something I've always done. Is like I've always been grading Holo Rare Charizards or the GXs and stuff like that. But I kind of stopped buying those and was buying a lot of these Holo Rares instead to grade. So yeah, there's just like this kind of lapse in my submissions. With I don't really have that many Charizards graded. But moving forward, I've kind of started to rebuy a lot of those raw cards and just change it up. I don't know if I explained that well at all. And in terms of interesting updates, I recently got approved to sell on Whatnot live streams, and that's definitely something I want to start doing moving forward. I want to stream pretty regularly. I want to try to do it a couple times a week, just do the live stream. I'm not completely certain on what I'm going to do. I obviously have a lot of slabs, like a lot of this stuff too, these mint 8.59s, they're a little bit tougher to sell, buy it now on eBay or even on my store. So one of the things I was considering was maybe trying to sell these through like a Whatnot live auction, or, I mean, people have mixed feelings about this, but a very popular thing that I see on Whatnot is these mystery bags where they start at a certain price, people bid them up, and there's like a floor or a ceiling value for each bag. That is something I want to consider for a lot of these cards, because I think a lot of this stuff people will be quite happy with to get. If they open it for like you pay $35 for a mystery bag and you end up pulling a Luminion 9. I genuinely don't think that's a bad deal, all things considered. For the buyer, I mean, for the seller too, that's I'm fine. I would like, be happy to sell around there. And then for the buyer as well, I mean, that's a low population card, nice artwork. You can't really beat that. On to the next box, 9 Charizard Holo from Tag Vault. This is just Tag Team in English. This is kind of exactly what I was just talking about. Like I keep saying popular Pokemon, but to narrow it down, I'm talking Charizard, Mew, Pikachu, Mewtwo, Lugia, Blastoise, Gengar. Those are all Pokemon that I just think, not just think, but Those are Pokemon that I know have a very strong fan base, and if you're like randomly going to go purchase a card, or it's very tough to describe. Those are like Pokemon that have a big fan base that is likely to translate into a sale of a card. Just keep going. I think I graded a decent amount of Charizards here. I've re-upped on some of the newer ones. A lot of the Sword and Shield Charizards are fairly cheap right now, raw, and they're really nice artwork. Oh, this is really good. Charizard GX. I did enjoy this one too. I picked up quite a few of these. Just the Charizard GX full art from the Detective Pikachu, like kind of, I guess you call it limited set. It was just like a smaller subset. In English, this is a promo, but in Japan, it's just a set card. Nice artwork. Just popular. Maybe not the most popular artwork for each Pokemon, but a popular Pokemon nonetheless. 9.5 is really solid. It's like on the fence. Like we've seen this discussion about CGC changing their grading. They're going a little bit lighter. Maybe one of those 9.5s that crossed to a 10. And maybe were these maybe CGC 9s in the past that are now considered 9.5s. It's I can't really say, but obviously getting 9.5s does hurt a little because, regardless of your opinions on the company, getting a 10 in a card is obviously a premium. Blastoise 9, same idea as the Charizard, just grading Blastoise arts. It's popular Pokemon. I'll have to see how these turn out. It's a very cheap card, ungraded, but I thought I would take a gamble. I was looking at recent sales, and I think I saw the 9s were selling for over 20 each. So factoring my cost of grading in, I thought it was a decent idea to pick them up and grade them. And these are cards like these Charizards, these Blastoise, these are stuff that I always kind of want to have in stock. I'll have like more of a seasonal rotational thing. I'll be grading cards from the newer sets, definitely. Like Celebrations, 25th Anniversary, I have a lot of graded cards from those sets to list. But I always kind of want to have pretty much like modern, popular Pokemon for sale. Because even if they don't sell for a lot of money, like this Blastoise Piplup GX, it's not a very expensive raw card. But if it could sell for a decent premium, it's worth it. I think you can make money on this and consistently be able to restock and supply a store with these types of cards. Because you have to realize, like with a lot of other cards, especially old back, is getting kind of harder and harder to buy raw in decent condition. And then, EX era stuff, black and white, a lot of these older sets, they're kind of hard to find nice mint condition stuff for, versus Sun and Moon cards, Sword and Shield. That type of stuff is very easily replenishable, and it's good to just have that constant cycle of new inventory. Lots of 9.5s though. And then we're on to, I believe, the rest of this probably should just be Pikachu V Unions. I graded, I believe, 2 complete sets. So that should be 8 cards total. The V Unions are like the 4 cards stacked on top of each other. We have the bottom right one in a 9. Oh, I guess I graded, sorry. I probably just stacked them on top of each other. I just did 2 of each. Then we have bottom left in a 9.5. This is one of those interesting ones. Ooh, really nice, pristine 10. This is, I think this is probably one of the better ones to get the 10 on. I think this has the more varied and popular Pikachu artworks on it, because each Pikachu was drawn by like a different artist over the years. I'm not sure if you sell this type of thing separate, because, obviously they're individually graded cards, but it is kind of a set. Let's do it this way. You have all the artworks together. I guess one of them was put into a different box, and that's kind of how the art would look together. Hopefully, let's see if I could find the top left in 9.5. If I do get a set of all 9.5s, I probably will just end up selling them completed. Moving on to another box, really dusty. I mentioned this in a previous return video a while ago, that one of the issues I have is how they package it. They tend to use either these long boxes, these super long boxes, that's the cards are just put right next to each other, very snug fit, but they don't have that much dust. But they keep shipping them in these smaller boxes with cardboard inserts, and those that's what all this dust is coming from. Yeah, nice. This is some EX era stuff. Clash of the Blue Sky, Flight of Legends. I do like this Nido Queen a lot. Really cool art. Yeah, this type of stuff, I mentioned it earlier in this video. I think this stuff this stuff could do pretty well on Whatnot. I hope I'll probably make some Instagram posts about it and maybe talk about it on the channel closer to when I'm going to start streaming there. But I would very much like it if I very much would appreciate it if you would if people that watch the channel would tune in maybe for a live stream or follow me there, just to help try to grow my platform there. 10th movie, Celebi, 8.5, not the greatest. I think I noticed that these are a little bit kind of on the more of the near mint than the mint side. That's fine. This is a bad grade in the Gyarados, but it is rough. I think I just purchased this for quite a bit raw, and this is beautiful artwork. I was just going to grade this regardless. Looks nice with the blue label. Miss Magius, level X. This is a promotional card. It comes in a blister pack, so you just kind of guaranteed them. I have a lot of those, and then a lot of these Shamans. They're the cheaper level X's in Japanese, especially in the minter copies, just because one's a blister promo, the other one comes from a deck, so you're guaranteed to pull them. So there are just more out there. That's just how that works. It's all 8.5. There's a lot of 8.5s in a row. 8 Celebi. Yeah. Sorry, I get very derailed when I talk on these videos, but yeah, I think a lot of this. What I was trying to say was I think a lot of this stuff will do well on Whatnot. I think from the streams that I've watched, I've noticed a lot of people are typically selling very similar cards. It's a lot of WotC and then a lot of super modern, a lot of Hidden Fates baby shinies. You have your Shining Fates. You have very much like late Sun Moon, early Sword Shield. That type of stuff. I obviously do have that stuff, but I have even more of this very kind of fine product that you're not really going to find many other people selling them. This is a great artwork. I love the style of this artwork. Like stylistically, it's just nice. And that hollow is good. One of my fears with going over the Whatnot is not having an audience. This is an interesting one. Raikou EX. I don't think this card is non-hollow in any other language besides Japanese. But yeah, this is just one of those deck EX cards. Ash's Fanfeet in a 9. Probably not the smartest card to have graded, but sometimes my judgment lapses. Similar to this. Giratina this is Stormfront in English, but a 5.5. It has pretty bad edges. Oh, it has a dent. You can kind of see right there, right along where that dust is. It was like that dust is pointing to it. Just a really bad dent. Might just have to auction that off on eBay. Some diamond and pearl artworks. Oh, this is from that same deck that the Magnezone was from. This is the Giratina artwork. This Giratina is gorgeous. I love that. 9.5 in this type of card. Wow. I just love the artwork. The composition is so good. Let's keep going. 8.5. Yeah, I'm nervous to start on Whatnot, but I have that fear with a lot of things that I do. And I think this is a very normal fear people have, is just trying something out, like trying something new, and not knowing how it's going to go. That's a very natural fear to have. Like sometimes you fail and that's all that happens. So that's this box, and we'll do one more box for this video. This box looks like it's mostly English except for 2 Japanese cards. So let's go through the Japanese quickly. And look at, you can't tell me that this is like a reasonable amount of dust to have on the card. That's insane. That's so much dust. Whatever, it's Leafeon from Dawn Dash. Popular, evolutions in general, you can't really go wrong with. Even like this, we just had EV Heroes, even Sword and Shield, and that does really well. Even for a modern set, like the Alt Arts are super popular. So you really just can't go wrong grading them. I should maybe talk about this. Venusaur Hollow from the Bulbasaur deck. I genuinely don't remember where I got this. Or even, I would probably have to check my emails. 8.5 is a very good grade in that card. On to the English. These should be a bunch of shadowless hollows that I had. I purchased these last summer when shadowless, I mean, almost everything last summer, almost a year ago now, was more expensive. But I think shadowless especially was, much, much higher. So in theory, I think in retrospect, I think I overpaid for a lot of these. But I think shadowless stuff is just worth having in stock. Kind of like blue chip in a way. 6.5 in the Mewtwo Cup. 6.5 with dust. That should be the qualifier. Comes with free dust. Raichu Hollow in a 8. Yeah, so there's some decent variance. You go 6.5 to an 8. Even then, though, I think the Mewtwo might still be more valuable. 8.5 in the Poliwrath. Stack it there. I still do. I still like my shadowless cards. I just really like the color saturation they have on them versus Unlimited. Unlimited's a little bit darker and a little bit uglier in my opinion. I like the lighter shades that they took on these. 7 in the Nidoking. I'll just stack that there. 6.5 in the Gyarados. Yes, that's not. I mean, some of these are not the most impressive. Hitmonchan is 7. You're probably not too happy about. 7.5 Ninetales. I think Ninetales Poliwrath are just the two most common because they're from the decks. Oh, he's a Gyarados that's from the deck. Well, Poliwrath might be alright then. Clefairy. This is a nice Clefairy, 8.5. It's actually quite clean on the back as well. Oh, that's a really, really clean copy of this card. 8.5 almost seems harsh for that. That could have easily, I think, been a 9. 8 in this. Oh, I'm noticing too. Yeah, it's probably the same on a lot of these. The hollow foil is quite scratched. You can see right there in the right-hand corner. 8 in Clefairy. And then the 7.5 in the Chansey. Yeah, same thing. The hollow foil is quite scratched. Let's grab more English. Raikou EX. I think I remember where I purchased this from. I think I remember where I got this from. I got this at Collecticon, I think. Raikou EX Hollow. Really nice border. I think I have the Suicune in an 8.5 as well. Sorry to cut the video. I randomly just have helicopters and planes fly by my house, and it's incredibly loud. Shauna Full Art from the XY Premium Trainer Collection. Alternate art, popular artwork in Japan, really expensive, the Japanese version. I think the English felt very cheap in comparison, and I don't know, I can't really explain some of the cards that I grade. It's just one of those things where I feel like they'll do well graded, so I buy them. Marnie, this is the Sword and Shield base set full art. This card might have gone down quite a bit since I bought these. I know that Marnie was already kind of in the decline around this time. I think I purchased it in fall of 2021. But I guess I'll just see. But 9.5 in both. I mean, you can't really get much better than that. In theory, you can. You get 1 point greater. And you get a 10. It's alright. Iris from Plasma Blast. Just love this full art. 8.5 in that is super solid as well. This is another card too. The English version of this Iris is around like a near mint 8.5. I'm probably going to say this is like a $100 card. This card in around this grade, like a near mint plus grade, Japanese, you're looking at like a $700 card. It's kind of astounding to me, the differential. But yeah, that's it for these boxes. This is pretty good. I'm happy with this sub. Grades were very solid. My last couple submissions, I kind of slipped up on my pre-grading, so a lot of 7s were kind of mixed in, a lot of 6s. We had a couple of low-grade cards in this, like especially this Giratina. That was just a mistake. I didn't notice a dent on it. But overall, this was a very kind of strong submission. I like having this mix of English with the Japanese too, so it's more varied what I can list. And also, one benefit, a lot of the stuff I grade in this submission, I don't have already. So this is pretty much mostly like 80% fresh stuff that I can list right away. That's it. This is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I talk too much is what I realized. But thanks for watching and have a nice one.